There we go. I don't need to see you to work with you. I just need to be able to hear you. Okay, and because it's a really lovely small little group this morning, if you recognise who I'm talking to, you can just unmute yourself when I ask, or give me a wave, whatever works best for you. Does that sound all right? Good. Right. Let's see. Friday morning. I did a sound bath last night, so I'm a bit woo today because I was sitting in the energy of that all evening, and now I'm woo going for it. Right. Okay, I've got a grandfather stepping forward with me here, and he's proper old school, this grandfather. I know that he's almost a little bit regimented, possibly a little bit formal in the way that he comes across. He's got formality is the word that I would use. He's very upright. Manners are important to him. He's got sort of like the way that things should be done. And there's a little bit of particularness about the way that things should be done. Now, I want to talk about the evolution of this gentleman. So I know that when it's definitely a granddad, because I know that he was quite strict with his children, but by the time he becomes a grandfather, he's a lot softer. So even though to the outside world, he would look still quite formal, still quite regimented, still quite structured in his life, I know that the grandchildren have got a really different energy from him, a really different way of being with him. And he's got a slightly more playful way of being. I do think that there are times where he is playing, involved, likes to be with everybody, and then there are times when he's had enough of that, and and you have to leave him alone. He has to go sit in his chair. He's done with that. He's played with you all. That's him done. So you'd remember that, even within his playfulness, there's still a respect required. There's still his terms and his way of doing things. Very, very stereotypical relationship. He's the man. He does the man stuff. His wife, she does all of the cooking, the cleaning, the house and things like that. And he's very well looked after. I want to talk about her moving into the spirit world before him. So I know that he struggles because she's always done everything in the house. But within that struggle there, I need to talk about him being quite stubborn. So he didn't want to accept help. I don't think he'd even turn the oven on before your grandmother passed. But equally, I also know that he doesn't want people to make a fuss. So who am I with? Who recognises Granddad here? Lisa. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Let me get you. Oh, you've done it. Well done. I nearly muted you again then. Okay. Does everything I've said so far make sense? Anything not make sense?
Yeah, it'll make sense. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So you understand he's warm, but there is a formalness to him.
Yeah, and how you said about him being stricter with his children.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to sit up nicely when I'm talking to him and things like that. I feel that he's got that kind of the way that things should be. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you understand your grandmother moving into the spirit world before him.
Yeah.
Okay. And he has to be helped, but it has to be, it's almost like people have to sort of do it subtly or
he didn't
coerce it in. And he knows that people are helping, and he knows, but as long as nobody says it, it's all yeah,
okay, definitely.
Good. Yeah, because he's proud. He's a proud man. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's definitely with you, Lisa, because I can feel this warmth coming in from him here. So he is a lot softer with you kids. I mean, he does get to points where he's like, I'm done with that. It's playtime or it's not playtime. I feel like there's a button or a switch. You'd know which switch. But he does really enjoy you guys. And there is a real sense here of him trying to make the most of being a grandfather as he's sort of soft. Yeah. That energy. He I think with his children it went by really quickly, and he was very stuck in his ideas and his roles of how things should be. And then there's the softening. And
definitely.
I want to, within all this play that he's showing me, because he is showing me fun times and good times at his house, I still feel like there's a limit on it. It can't be too silly, too noisy, no running inside. You can take that outside, that kind of thing. Do you remember? Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. I know that he's got quite a few years after your grandmother passes while he's still here. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I feel that he's in his own home for that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And his home is very much like going back in time, isn't it? I feel that it's exactly how she left it.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. Yeah.
Good. So it's like her stuff, her photos, her ornaments, because she's got bits and bobs that she likes, your grandmother, hasn't she?
Yeah, he kept everything.
He just keeps it all the same, all very, very still. Now, I know he was talking to me about not wanting to accept help, but people still helped him, didn't they? And I know to say thank you for that, because I know that people did, under the guise of, I've just popped to the shops, and as I was there, I thought of you and got you these bits, that kind of thing. But he was actually very well looked after by everybody in that subtlety, without a big fanfare. And he's very good for that, because I do know he's telling me he could be a stubborn oaf, something like that's the word.
Yeah, definitely him.
Everybody had to sort of handle him with kid gloves to he got help. Okay. Now, this stubbornness that he's showing me, I also need to talk about this. Am I right in saying that he has something that goes undiagnosed for quite a long time because he ignores it? And then when he finally gets to the point that he does need medical attention, it's too late. Would you understand?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So no apologies for that.
No.
He is who he is. He knew something was up, but he just didn't want to fuss. He didn't want everybody making a fuss around him. He's got that real independence and pride.
Yeah.
Okay, am I right in saying that he was in the forces?
I'm not sure. I know his dad was, but I'm not sure about him.
Okay, he showed me a uniform. Do you understand him having worn a uniform when he was younger? Because I feel like that's...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And there must be photos of him in this uniform. Okay.
Yeah, there is.
Good. Right, now he's not a soppy man. He's not going to come in and write you a Hallmark card of love, because that wouldn't be who he was. But I know that he had a real soft spot for you. Yeah. And I do believe you would know this. You would know that you two had this connection. And I think more than the other grandchildren, you saw an even softer side. And I need to talk about him. Did he keep things to show you or give you, Lisa, specifically for you? Like he'd save you your favourite sweets or some pennies or something? Just so,
yeah.
Yeah, because he's showing me this. You were in his thoughts a lot. He really loved spending time with you. And that's not to say that he didn't love the other grandchildren. It's not that kind of reading, but there's just something very special there between the two of you.
Yeah, we were very close.
And he wants you to know that he loves you.
Oh,
and he's still around. He's still watching. And he's talking to me about decisions that you've been making recently. You've been making some choices in your life and saying, actually, no, enough with that. I want it to be like this. I feel like you're getting it's like you're sorting your life out, like a spring clean of your existence. That's the best way.
Yeah, that's very true.
And he's showing me that he's really celebrating that, because I think you've had a period of time where you kind of let it happen to you. And you let life happen to you. And all of a sudden, he's showing me this real, because you've gone, no, actually, this is my life and I'm going to sort it out the way I want it to be. Yeah. And he's really, really glad to see you doing that. He's really, really excited about that. So know that he's watching and he's cheering you on in a very polite cheer.
Yeah.
A formal cheer, but it's a cheer nonetheless.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Okay. Got a grandmother stepping forward now. Right, and stereotypical grandmother, I will get some more specifics here, but she's showing me cooking, and that's straight in. She's got potatoes that she's peeling, and she's peeling them with a knife. You know, old school peeling. I could never get to grips with that. You'd lose 2/3 of whatever it was I was trying to peel because I just couldn't do it. She's not got a peeler. She's doing it the proper way. And I need to talk about her kitchen being very 70s. I think it's 70s. It's kind of really stuck in a formica worktop. Formica, I'm never sure how you say that word. All our casserole dishes and stuff are really old, but there's a real feeling, like retro, but there's a real feeling with them of that whole space of just all the things that remind. It's like if you went into an antique shop and you saw one of those bowls, do you know what I mean? You'd go, oh my God, my nan had those. It's got that kind of feeling about it. And I do feel that her kitchen might even be older than that. It's not been updated for eons because she's not that kind of person. It serves a function. So I know that the worktops in her kitchen are patchy from wiping, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's talk about the kitchen, because she's got me in there, so there must be a reason. And this is her place. This is where she showed everybody in the family that she loved them. And I need to talk about your grandmother having pain in her fingers, but still being very determined to provide food for everybody. She doesn't, no, I can do that. I can. And she would whiz up meals for everybody because she just wanted everybody round, and she wanted to show them how much she loved them by cooking for them. And that's something you would really associate with your grandmother earlier. So I know towards the end of her life, she was not able to do that anymore. And that was a big heartache for her because she'd always had that role of being the provider of the food and everyone coming into her home. I know that your grandfather moves into the spirit world before your grandmother. And I feel like this is quite a long period of time. So she spends quite a long period of time on her own. And I want to talk about her being a very strong, robust lady, emotionally robust. She wouldn't have made a fuss. She wouldn't have, you know how people are these days, we express it all. She's much more together, much steadier. You know, she's tough. Now, she is incredibly loving. You knew how much she loved you, and very tactile. She's the sort of grandmother that would touch your face, stroke your face, let you know how loved you were. And that's something you really remember of her. Is, it sounds like a weird thing to say, but the smell of her hand cream, I think it is, when she's touching your face, because she's, or her perfume. But I just know that there's a particular smell here I'm getting. Might be Lily of the Valley, where it just reminds you of your grandmother, because she'd be in your space, loving you, so pleased to see you, hugging you, kissing you. So who recognises grandma here?
I think I might, Hannah.
Okay, Cece and possibly Aaron. Okay, so Cece, what do you understand?
All of it.
All of it. Excellent. Aaron, what do you understand?
I don't remember the kitchen, so I go with Cece, to be honest.
Okay, thank you. It's a beautiful kitchen. You understand that she's almost proud that her kitchen's back in fashion.
Yeah.
Because she did say that to me when she was talking to me about the kitchen. It's come round again now.
Yes.
Okay. Cece, do you remember her also having spider plants? There's the question.
Oh, crikey. Maybe when I was really young, they had, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember, but they might have done.
Okay, she's definitely showing me house plants, that kind of thing. Maybe not spider, but certainly that's where my brain went with it. So, okay, let me just see what else. Right, there must be some relevancy because this is the second time she's shown it to me. I've got a glass dish, like one that goes in the oven, that's, you know, the ones of a time that were white, but they look like they're made of glass. They're not ceramic, they're not china.
Yes.
And it's got yellow and brown flowers on the outside of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know which grandmother you're with then.
Okay.
They always come in at the same time, both of them.
Okay.
Every time. Okay.
That's the second time she's shown me that specific dish, and she just pushed it on me, and I went, okay, I'm going to have to go down the detail route with it here.
Yeah.
We'll work it out. Okay. So she's really interesting to work with because she just keeps taking me to her kitchen. She's also got, oh my goodness, it's so hard for me to describe, a blind, one of those kind of dated blinds that's got cutout bits along the bottom. It's got like a bar in it and then holes in it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't remember because she lived further away when I was really little, and she had a big, beautiful house, big, beautiful kitchen.
Okay.
Then when she moved nearer, her house completely changed. So
okay.
if we're with the one that I think we might be with.
Okay, right. Because I feel that there's a pride about this kitchen because she keeps taking me through it.
Yeah.
So you know, I know you said she had a big, beautiful house, and then but I feel that she's in this kitchen. It's the heart of the home for her. Yep. She spends a lot of time in there. Okay, let me get. Right, so I know you said you've just told me that she moved further away, but I do feel there is regularity of contact here. You would have seen her quite often.
Yeah, so she lived further away when I was really little, and then as I got older, she moved into Canterbury. So she was like, I saw her daily at some points. So,
okay, brilliant, good. Okay, and she's showing me a memory of going on holiday together to a beachy place.
It wasn't holiday. We used to go on holiday to stay with her.
Right.
And she always took us to the beach.
Okay, right, good, okay. Because there must be a photo of you and your brother and her on the beach.
Yep, probably on the back of a donkey.
Yeah, amazing. Good old day. Poor donkeys. Okay, but yeah. Okay. Right, now I do feel that she lived to quite a ripe old age, this lady, your grandma.
Good.
Yeah, okay. And I feel that there is that, you know, she has, again, got quite a stubborn and determined side to her. She's
that's an understatement.
Yeah, there's like fiery, and then she's very loving to you kids. But I don't think you were naughty very often. But if you ever were naughty, you knew about it. You knew if you crossed the line. And I think, you know, I feel that you will understand this, Cece. You were the good girl. So, but
maybe in her eyes.
Okay.
The rest of the family.
I think it must be your brother, but somebody wasn't as well behaved.
Definitely my brother.
Yeah,
100% my brother.
Yeah. Okay, because she's telling me that one of you just didn't learn it as much as the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But there is 4 of us. So
oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
There's definitely somebody who's pushing her barriers.
My brother.
Her boundaries, really. And then she's telling me you're the good girl. So maybe that's the best of a bad bunch. Just take it.
I will.
Okay. Right. Have you got a ring of hers, Cece?
No.
No. Okay. She's showing me it's a plain band wedding ring that's been it's taken off her finger and been passed on.
I think my sister has it.
Okay.
And then my sister got. We all got something, but I think my sister's got her rings.
Okay. I don't feel like it's you know, an ornate one. It's quite simple to me. But she was showing me that. Okay. Right. I don't want to seek it, but I'm just going to try. Have you got a necklace of hers?
No, my sister has a necklace, and it's a very specific necklace.
Why? Okay, let me work with this because she's trying to show, like, she wouldn't be showing me things for your sister. That wouldn't make sense. So let me just. Right. She's showing me a crucifix.
Right.
Okay. I know this comes up for you. She's not morphing into your nun guide.
No.
She was a religious lady, is that right?
She was, yes.
Okay. And I do feel like that really that was a massive part of her life, actually, a massive part of her. She does really have faith.
She was a missionary.
Ah, okay. So, and I want to talk, I mean, you've just said she's a missionary. I want to talk about her really knowing her stuff. Like, she can quote the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good on her.
Yeah.
Good on her. I read it once. I can't remember any of it. She's and I think this is something you'd remember with her, is her popping out scripture every now and again. Oh my goodness, what are they called? You know, when people have the one-liners from the Bible and things like that.
Psalms.
Yeah, I just feel like she just.
Oh, all my family would do that.
Wow.
Quote, and I'd be like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel that you'd have memories of her just sharing that with you. Right. I need to talk about her faith here also being a restrictive element in her relationships with people. So I know that it was good for certain things, but I also feel that it caused barriers and boundaries in her life with people that she cared about, because she's immovable in it being fact. There's no grey areas. There's no, it is what it is, and that's that. She's very devout with it. Do you understand that, Cece?
I understand that from my other grandma. I think that they're both mixing again, because this has happened every time I've had a reading and one's come through.
I will not allow it. I will not allow it. Right, let's just let's.
So one of them was like that, but the other one was far more open-minded.
Okay. No, I still feel like I'm only with one. So if I'm getting it wrong,
maybe it's not
wrong, but I feel like I'm with one.
Okay.
So with this one grandma, you understand the kitchen being retro. You understand this china glass pot thing. Okay, good, because that was really crystal clear. So she was religious, but just not as religious as the other one. Okay, so quoting scripture. Let me just go. No, right. She's still talking to me about it impacting her relationship with somebody in the family. Her religious beliefs.
To be honest, both of their religious beliefs and all sets of the grandparents impacted their relationships quite a lot. I feel I think you are with the other grandma, the other one, because her beliefs had a huge detrimental effect on someone in the family.
Okay. Right, she's just showing me I'm still with the one with the casserole dish. She's still showing it to me.
Yeah.
So whichever one that is, I'm with.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just went, am I? And she brought it straight back in again.
Okay. So yeah, I know which one that is.
Okay, good. She's because I do feel that there's a slight regret from her, that became a bit of a wall between her and the generation below her. So she is just really wanting to acknowledge that not that she took it too far, but that she took it too far.
Yeah.
It sounds like a weird thing to say, but I can, she was what she was. She is who she is. She had that religious belief, but I also know that she's got regret here for walls that never quite came down. Right, now she's taking me to other happier times. I know that your family has a lot of laughter in it, and there would be she's showing me a lot of fun in your family when you're all together, a lot of noise and everybody talking together and playing together, and she just loved having the family around. And I do know she's quite a chatty lady. She liked to talk to everybody. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So she just wants to remind you of those happy memories, those happy times. She's showing me, there must be a picture of her at Christmas with a party hat on out of a cracker. sat at the table with everybody smiling. She really did just enjoy having everybody around her, being with everybody, all of this connection. Do you understand that picture, Cece?
I do understand it, yeah.
Good, just checking, just thought better check. Okay. She loves you. She really, really loves you. And she's so proud of all you've achieved. And as she says that to me, she wants you to know that you have achieved a lot. And I feel like she's telling you like that.
Yeah.
You know, there is this sense with you that you always look at what you should have done, could have done better. I've made the best of it. I'm on my way now, that kind of thing. But she does want to say that you have achieved so much and really pulled yourself out of some difficult situations. And she really wants to celebrate that. She really wants you to know that she's so impressed with how you've handled yourself and you've handled, you know, life. Because it's not been a bed of roses. It's not been easy. She wants to thank you for helping. I can't tell if it's your brother or your dad, but it's a male. Mm-hmm. She wants to thank you for all you did for them, because you tried so hard and you worked so hard to help them at great cost to yourself, I feel. And she just wants you to know that she saw that and she's really proud of you. And she says, thank you. You are seen and you are appreciated.
Thank you.
And she says she's never far away. She's all, you know what she's like. She'd love to keep tabs on everybody. So she's keeping tabs on you and your life. And she's so glad you're happy now.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Thank you.
No problem, lovely. Oh, good. Right. I've got Dad stepping forward here. And, oh, okay, let me just feel into this. I think I've got more than one dad stepping in. So I've got a real mix of people then. So let me see who's going to be the one that I work with first. Okay. Right. I've got a dad here who is in his 60s, I think, when he passes. So not really old, if you know what I mean. He could have had plenty more time here. And I do feel that he's been in spirit for a while now. I think he's been gone a couple of decades. Certainly over 10 years, I feel that he's been in the spirit world. Just trying to get a... Right. He likes to read, does Dad. He's shown me a book in his hand. So you'd understand that with him. You'd see him reading things. I also know that he read the newspaper. I do feel that he was retired when he moved into the spirit world, because he's shown me an easier pace of life. And I know that he very much appreciated that. I do feel that he's joined in spirit by your mum. So you would know that both your parents are in spirit, but she passes after him. So it's him first and he comes to meet her. And I'm aware of mum stepping forward too. So she's not the kind of person that would just sit and wait to one side while Dad gets the chance to speak. She also has to have her little say coming in here. Okay. So Dad, much quieter man. Kind of stuck in his ways, he's making me feel he could be quite opinionated, quite stuck in his, something about that he had views that aren't necessarily in alignment with yours, and he couldn't move past those views. He's very sort of cut and dry with things. But I also know on the flip side of him, he's very lovely. He could be fun. He could be quite nice to talk to. So I don't want to make him sound like he was always really dour and really strict but he does have this aspect of him that is immovable. So let me just feel into this. I feel that he's quite quiet most of the time. Mum's the one that does the talking. Mum's the chatty one. And he is the one that just sort of lets everybody get on with it. But this doesn't mean that you had a bad relationship with your dad. He's just who he was. He's just quite a quiet man, quite a just in his zone, in his space. But there's definitely something to do with beliefs and views and opposing beliefs and views that you will understand him acknowledging that he was just completely digging his heels in. This is how it is. Okay. Right, Dad makes me feel a connection with his chest to do with his passing. So I do know that towards the end of his life, he's got a real audible breath, if that makes sense, and pain in his chest. Right, who am I with? Who understands Dad here? Let's try and get this placed because that will help. Marga, okay. You're going like that, Marga. What don't you understand?
The digging his heels in bit.
Okay, so you don't understand your dad being stubborn, or you don't understand that expression?
Not so much, no.
Okay, right.
Quiet, and Mum did the talking, yes.
Okay. Do you understand him having these views that cause conflict or disharmony that he just can't adjust, he can't change?
He was a typical man of his age, of his generation, so.
Okay. Because I feel that, right, let me just, I do feel like there would be memories here of disagreeing with him and this causing problems.
No, I don't think you're with me then.
I don't think I'm with you either. Thank you, though. Okay, so.
Hannah, you might be with me, but there's one thing that I really don't understand, and that's that my mum isn't in spirit.
Okay.
But it was his mum that came through.
Okay. Let me just get something else from him. Right. The views are really important. The immovable.
Yeah. Rigid.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. That's it. They're set in stone, and there is no room for anything else.
Okay. Right. Yeah, and I feel like this reaches the point of almost belligerence with them.
Okay.
Yeah, he's quite.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what, Cece? I still don't feel like I'm quite with you either.
No, that's okay.
I would love to. Thank you, my lovely. I would love to go, yeah, that's really great.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering if I've got the relationship wrong and this isn't dad, but granddad. Would anyone understand it if it's not dad, but granddad?
Yes, my dad's dad.
I still don't feel like I'm with you.
No? Okay.
I mean, there's a feeling I normally get when I know I'm the right person, where it just feels like, when you put the last puzzle piece in a puzzle and it goes, it's that kind of, that's the only way I can describe it. So I could be wrong, but let me just feel into this again with him. Right. He's showing the age of 67. So he passes around the age of 67. I'm sure I'm seeing 67. He is definitely very stuck in his way, very stuck in his opinions. And I do know this causes conflict in the family, and I know that he can't move on it. I know that he is who he is. Does anyone understand a gentleman that passes late 60s who's got this, who's Aaron? Okay.
Hannah, it could be my granddad, but I didn't know him.
Okay.
But the relationship with the wife knows correct, but I didn't really know him, unfortunately. He passed a long time before I was born.
Okay, that's okay. That doesn't mean he won't come through for you, because he wasn't showing me any shared memories. That's why I kept going. Is just, do you understand him being, from what you've heard, a very opinionated man who was very stuck in his ways?
Possibly, I think to a degree, perhaps.
No, possibly to a degree. That he's really he's really bringing this in. So this is such a key element of him. But I do still feel like his wife is in spirit with him. So it can't be Cece, unless it's your grandfather, Cece.
It could be either of my grandfathers.
Okay. That was the baby, in case anyone's wondering what that noise was.
It wasn't me squeaking. He's just like...
It came through very funny on the speaker. Okay, sorry, I've got this very serious man with me and I'm here laughing at fart noises. No, I'm trying to make it fit. No. Right. I know that what I'm getting, I've just got to deliver it differently. I know that I'm with this guy, and I know that he moved into spirit not saying sorry for his opinions, and his views are divisive and outdated. And I know that is really, really, I mean, he was who he was, and it doesn't mean he wasn't loved, because he was, and it doesn't mean that everything caused problems, but I know there will have been a history of problems caused by this gentleman's views, and I know that he will have upset people, and people had to put it in a box and still have a relationship with him, because if you waited for an apology, you'll be waiting till now. And he really wants to come in. He's really trying to acknowledge that here. Right. Would anyone understand this from a father-in-law? He's definitely here for somebody. I'm just trying to work out who he is. Sandy, are you sort of waving? Okay, give me your sort of what you don't get.
I would say it could be my father-in-law, but I didn't know him that well.
Okay. Do you understand this personality with him?
Well, my husband's always said he was very... Well, my husband tries to be like him as well. You can't push him when he's going one way, that's it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's one way with him.
Do you know if his sort of black or white, this is how it's going to be, nature caused problems years ago?
I know it does with his son that I'm married to.
Yeah, okay. Because I just feel that he keeps showing me that again and again and again. Okay, right, this feels like that piece is clicking in here, right? So, because he wasn't showing me any memories, like childhood memories or things like that, which is unusual for a grandfather dad. Okay, so I misunderstood his relationship slightly. Okay. And did he pass in his late 60s?
It was in his 60s. I can't remember exactly.
Okay, good. And do you know if it was to do with chest, if he had problems in his chest?
I think he was lung cancer.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I just need to acknowledge for him this wall that he has, that's there, that he just is unable to take down enough to have like a real relationship with people. He's just very sort of stuck in his structure of humanness, is the best way I can phrase it. And I know that he has moved into the spirit world, and obviously that wall dissolves instantly. It's completely gone. And I know that he has regret, because he had these opportunities to have real relationships with people and real connection. And I know that people tried. I'm not in no way implying that he was left on his own like some miserable miser, because he wasn't. But I just feel that even when he was invited into people's lives, into people's worlds, there's still that wall there that just prevents him from having those real relationships and those real connections with people. I feel that he was well looked after. People, I can see everyone waiting on him. Would you like a cup of tea? Would you like this? So, he does well in it, but I know that he is very, very much of a beliefs of a time. He doesn't move forward, and he's, just doesn't quite get past himself to be with people. And you made him a grandfather, is that right, Sandy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. While he was here?
Yes.
Okay. And even with the grandchildren, very nice, but just not fully involved. There's still that wall up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to me about many missed opportunities, many times that he could have just got out of his own way and had these connections. And I know that the family had a real sense of family and duty to him, and took care of him, and still went to see him, and still went to be with him. But I don't feel like it would have been the grandchildren's favourite place to be around, with him there being quite how he was.
To be fair, I think he was more strict with his own kids than he was with the grandkids.
Okay. Right, he's taking me back again to opinions. Was he a little bit, could he be a little bit bigoted with some of his views, Sandy, do you know?
It was with me.
Okay. Because he's taking me back to that, because I know that this is important, because he's coming in to say sorry.
Right, because, when I met him, it was, so you're Sandra, like that. Yeah. And that's how the relationship was.
Yeah, okay. Because I feel that in spite of that, you still welcomed him in, you still, you still went, but you were still kind, and you were still caring, and he never got past that, and he never apologized for that. And he's coming through now because he understands from the spirit world the kindness that you showed him. And he is actually saying sorry, which I think is pretty remarkable for him. He knows he was lucky that he didn't miss out as a result of his behavior. And he wants to say thank you to you for still making him a part of your family, even though he kept that wall up. He wants you to know that you are really supported. And that's part of the reason he has come forward, because he needs you to know that it's not just the people you would expect looking out for you. It's also the people that perhaps you wouldn't think were. And there is a real feeling of love coming from him. It's quite surprising.
Wow.
That wall has come down. It's making me a bit emotional, because I could, it was there, and then he just brought it. He needs you to know that you are so loved and so supported by everybody, those you expect and those you wouldn't. So there you go. Thank you, guys. Sorry that was hard to place there. He was very like, this is my evidence, and I'm going to keep giving you the same evidence until you place it. And I was going, can I have something else? And he was like, no.
Sounds like my husband.
Yeah. Okay, marvelous. Thank you so much. Okay, good practice for me though, with getting it making sure it feels right. So thank you for speaking up, Sandy.
Okay, thank you.
Spoke up too. I know it's hard. Okie dokes. Okay, I've got another gentleman stepping in here, and I feel like he was one of the ones that came in when I got all the hodgepodge of everybody in at once. Now, I need to talk about, again, sort of, it's funny the ones forgetting today. We're having the day of formal spirits coming in, but I know that he's got rules, he's got expectations. He always has his dinner at the table. He's that kind of gentleman, very much. This is how he wants it, this is how he expects it. I do feel that there's a routine he's making me aware of, so I know that he has dinner at the same time every day, and that's kind of becomes immovable for him. This is how he likes it, and this is how he has it. For some reason he's showing me having a really particular about shoes being shined and looking neat. So I know I wouldn't say he's a particularly snappy dresser, but I just know that he has standards about looking smart, looking nice, he's a formal guy. He's wearing his shirts all the time, and his shoes are always neat and polished and I can see them really neatly put together somewhere, waiting, really exact. Okay. He's got a watch that is passed on in the family, and this watch was passed on to him. So it's from a generation prior. So it really is very special, this watch. So hopefully you will know about it, because it's been passed. Yeah, that's an important piece of evidence there, because it's not his. I think it's his father's before him. I don't think it was worn, this watch. This is something that was those real things that are so precious that no one ever uses them. Humans are so weird, aren't they? So it's been kept safe and then passed on in the family. He's showing me they would have had a map on the wall in their house, in a frame. So who am I with? Who understands? It's like okay, Lynette understands part of it. Hi, Lynette.
Hi.
Hi, what don't you understand, my lovely?
I'm trying to remember if there was a map, and quite possibly there could be. I'm not too sure about the watch. Quite possibly, yes, that's something that maybe I'm not aware of, but definitely the shoe thing, about polishing his shoes, and yeah, and he wasn't, like, as you say, a snazzy dresser or anything. Yeah.
But just standards in his dress.
Yes.
Okay, let me, right. I'm just right. The map I can still see as I saw it. So that might ping into your mind and you'll go, oh God, yeah, that was there. Because I can see it. I can also see did they have a painting of a ship or a boat?
Someone's popped into mind. There was a ship in a glass bottle.
Okay, he's trying to show me objects from around his house. I don't know why. He just wants to. So, right. But you don't know about the watch?
Don't know. I couldn't say without asking.
Okay. I'd be interested, because he's still showing me exactly the same. But then you have to look at the intelligence of the spirit world, and why would they bring a piece of evidence through that you don't know?
Is it a pocket watch? Is he showing you a pocket watch?
I'm just seeing, I'm just doing the word watch. It's just that knowing. I'm not seeing it. I'm just, so would you understand it if it was a pocket watch?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. it's that weird thing where I'm not seeing it. I just know there's a watch that's passed on, and I know it's old and I know it's precious, but I just know, if that makes sense. Not that any of this craziness really makes sense, but you know what I mean. Okay. And you understand this regimented kind of approach to the day, and dinner will be served at the time I would like dinner to be served. Not in a horrible way, just he likes his routine and that's how it is. And he's okay. Right. So in spite of all of these this is kind of like the black and white version of him. He's also got a real sense of humor. Do you understand that with him? Because he went, now I want to show you my fun side. So he's bringing that in. He's a bit wacky. He's got a bit of a likes to make everyone laugh, being a bit nuts. Okay, good. Okay, is this granddad to you? Okay. Because I can see you being little and him winking at you and trying to make you smile. It's got a sense of mischievousness. Okay. Right, I need to talk about his long-suffering wife, apparently.
Oh my God, that's what you used to call her.
Yeah, good, excellent. That's what he just said to me. Tell her about my long-suffering wife. Okay, fantastic. Boom. I know that there's a lot of love between the two of them. And I know that he really does, although he's got these like restrictions and this slight fussiness about how he wants things, I do know that he really appreciates that she looks after him and loves him and takes care of him. And I know they were together for a long time, weren't they? From when they were very young. Beautiful. He's shown me their wedding picture. They look so young in it. They look like kids getting married almost. So they must have been late teens, early 20s. Yeah. Okay. And he just says to me he was lucky. He was really, really lucky, and he knows he was. Right. I need to talk about him just being very happy with what he's got. Very, very happy with his life. He doesn't have big dreams that weren't fulfilled. He doesn't have, he just wanted his dinner on the table at the right time, meat and two veg kind of guy. Very happy with that. That's what he's got. Lovely jubbly. Loves a cup of tea. Oh, that's lovely. He feels like he's very appreciative for the life that he had and how well looked after he is. And I need to talk about your grandmother being a really good cook for him. Always making everything from scratch, I feel. He's showing me just really taking care of him. Right, Lynette, am I right in saying he's been in spirit for quite some time now? Yeah. And I know they're together in spirit, the two of them. And I have to acknowledge that she's still suffering, but in a lovely way. They are together. And
I just have to say my gran just passed in August there, so that's really nice. So that's really nice. It's really nice to know.
Okay, good, because I was just about to say, look, my fingers, I'm not cheating, guys. There's a bit of a gap here, and he came to collect her. And he needs you to know that he came to collect her, because he was just waiting beside her for when she was ready. And then, oh my goodness, when she is ready, he just offers her his hand like he's asking her to dance. And she just takes his hand. And it's just lovely. So that took me by surprise, that emotion there. That was just, he was with her the whole time, just waiting for her to be ready. He said we were never apart, even for a day. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've got to get back in my power now because that just pulled me straight out of it. Ooh, okay. Your nan stay in their house after his passing? Yeah. Because I know that there has been, obviously you've just told me your nan passed really recently, but I know that there has been sort of sorting out that's had to take place. It's been a real trip down memory lane, I feel. Your nan liked to keep memories, physical things to do with memories. So I know that there's been a real sort of, oh my goodness, look at this, do you remember this? And oh, she got this here. And I feel that, I know that it's been really sad, but I also want to talk about how lovely it's been for your grandparents in the spirit world to see everybody remembering the good times, laughing, reminiscing. It's been like a beautiful, it's like they've got to relive their lives through everybody's remembering who they were and how they were. So I know it's been painful for you guys, but I also feel that you've done it in a really beautiful way. And they really appreciate that, and they want you to know, because I do feel like it's been quite a big job.
It has, yeah.
Okay. So they've seen it, and I know that it has been, I know that stuff has had to be got rid of, because I know they had a lot of stuff. They understand that, but there's just been something in that process of people looking at their things and remembering them and honoring it that has been just amazing for them. So she's okay. They're together. They're still with you. They're with everybody. And he is really proud of you, Lynette. They both are, but it's him I'm talking to. And I just feel that he has watched you from the spirit world and seen what a good and kind and giving person you are. And he's so impressed. That's the word I want to use. He's impressed with you. Well done. They love you very much, and they want you to know that.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, that honestly, that little handout, really, the emotion of that, I was like, it's like a tidal wave. It was just so lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Well, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this morning. They were good this morning. We had lots of interesting people coming in, didn't we, with messages. So thank you all very much for that. You know, I know it sounds cheesy, but you create the energy that enables me to work like that. Yes, Marga?
I'm sorry I was late.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
Oh, you didn't notice.
Well, I knew I let you in, but I hadn't really registered. I was in my power, so I was just like, oh, there's Marga. So don't worry. Do not worry. If it's a problem, I won't let you in. So, you know, you're here. It's not, you're all good. So thank you all very, very much, because it's, you guys created that space for me to be able to work like that. So I'm really grateful. And have a really lovely day. I'll see you all soon. Take care, guys. Lots of love.